Hi, hello, very good evening, guys. Once again, welcome back to the session. In this session, it's gonna be the out and out averages lesson one for today. So, this session is absolutely some interesting questions from averages. So, before getting into that, let me quickly introduce about myself. My name is Kabilan. I'm a mechanical engineer with the 3 years of teaching experience in the field of management exams. I've also converted various Indian Institute of Management. And if you personally like my videos and stuff, kindly don't forget to follow me on the Unacademy Learning app. This is my user ID where you'll be getting all my special class and live class videos there exclusively. Okay. And you can also reach out to me by joining this Telegram channel, Unacademy_Kabilan, where you can get all my lively updates and the schedules for the daily happening classes. Okay. And most importantly, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel, Unacademy CAT4MBA, and also in our Telegram channel. Here is talking about the CAT T20 test series, which provides you 10 questions every day. That is right from Monday to Saturday. So, it has already started for today. The timing exactly at 7 to 7:30 p.m. So it starts 22nd. So it happens till 27th of March. That is on Sunday. So on Saturday, on Saturday will be the last day. On Sunday, you'll be getting the detailed analysis of the T20 test series. Okay. And you'll be getting, if you happen to be the winner of this one, you'll be getting exciting rewards. That is up to 18,000 and every day. And we have the Unacademy Combat Challenge, which conducts weekly scholarship tests. So undoubtedly, the India's largest scholarship test for CAT exam. So you can take it live to compete with the best. You can register now for free for the next scholarship test happening on the 28th of March. That is on Sunday, exactly at 12 p.m. You can unlock it using the code KAPI10. You can register now for free and make sure that it's going to be super fast and fun, where you can literally check where you stand exactly in the All India Live leaderboard. Okay. So you can identify and improve your weak areas through the detailed video solutions that we provide, and most importantly, you can take it live to compete with the best, right? So we have the iconic batch 2021. What makes it different from the normal plus batch is that you'll be put up with a personal mentor who will be guiding you throughout your preparational process, and a proper test analysis and reports will also be made, and we'll be concentrating on other management entrance tests as well. Okay, so the focus will not only be shifted towards CAT but also for the other management exams like MAT, SAT, SNAP, TISNET, TISMAT, GRE, GMAT, and various other management related entrance exams. Okay, so, and most importantly, the personal mentor will be a graduate from the top B school, so there is no doubt that you will be getting a focused guidance from already cracked fellow mates, so that your process of preparation will, it will be more of easier, right? And there is one beautiful feature called Ask a Doubt. If you really want to avail it, you can install our Unacademy Learning app from the Google Play Store and then try to log in. After doing so, you can simply click on this option called Ask a Doubt and take a picture of a question which really troubles you, where you find difficulties to solve it. Simply crop it down to the specific question and try to mention under which subject it falls in. For example, if you have questions in averages, you can simply mention it comes under the quantitative aptitude, right? So you mention it, sit tight, you'll receive the solution very soon, right? And here we have the students who aced CAT 2020 with flying colors from Unacademy. We have these learners exclusively for you. And if you aspire to be one for the next year, CAT 2021, you can quickly enroll in our batches, which are kickstarting on the 20th of March, 22nd, and 24th, respectively. So the 20th of March is going to be the Legend Batch 2.0 for CAT 2021, Starter Batch 2.0 for CAT 2021, and Absolute Weekday Morning Batch for CAT 2021. So these were the respective batches which are kickstarting, and if you find it flexible in any of the batches which you can enroll, Why? Because the reason why I used quickly is that the price hike is real and it is happening soon. Okay, so definitely if you can able to join at present, you will be getting the before tariff. Maybe in a couple of days, very sooner you can expect the price hike. Definitely the after tariff will be applicable. Okay, so it would be more beneficial for you to take up the subscription at present. Okay, yes guys, so with this we'll quickly jump into the averages for today. So normally if I say averages, what it actually means, average is nothing but the total divided by the number of terms, right? So this is actually we call the average collectively. What does it mean actually? The total divided by the number of terms. If you do, you'll be getting the average of the given term, right? So if that is the case, if at all we have too many questions to find the averages here, and if at all if I want to find a number which have a consecutive progression, let's say if it have arithmetic progression, listen carefully. If at all if I want to find what is the average of 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20, yep. So definitely just by looking at these numbers, I can say that this is actually an arithmetic progress. The sequence of the numbers, if you see, you have the difference to be true exactly here, right? So this follows the arithmetic progression, and if that is the case, then I can simply apply, if at all if I want to find what is the average of this thing, straightly the middle term, that is the middle term 16 is actually the average of the given number series, right? Or if you don't know what you will be doing exactly here, you'll be trying to add all the numbers and then try to divide it by 4 and ultimately you'll be getting 16. Not even do so, simply take the middle term and get it right. Okay, so if at all if you have 10 here, so that if you have n number of terms to be 6, if you have odd number of terms, you will simply take the middle one. What if you have the even number of terms where you have 6 number of terms? So what you will do exactly? You can simply do what? Take the first term, take the last term, add this up. 10 plus 20 will give you 30, divided by 2 you do, then the average of the given number series is 50. That's it. Okay, so make sure that if you have a number series where it follows the arithmetic progression, if it is odd terms, simply take the middle one. If it is at even terms, simply take the first and last and divide it by 2. Not only first and last, you can take the middle two as well. 16 plus 14 will give you 30, and 30 by 2 is again 15. Okay, whatever thing you want to do, you can do when it have the even number of terms. Okay, so if you're super clear with the basics, let me quickly jump into the questions part. Let's try to solve this. The very first question for you. Come on, guys. So here they say that the average number of seats distributed in a class of 60 students is 5. Okay. If X number of students newly join the class and the average becomes 4. Okay. And then find the newly joined students in the class. That's the question. So if you see here, they have simply said the average number of seats distributed in a class is 60 students is 5. Okay, if that is the case, such that each student will be getting 5 seats. So that what will be the total number of seats? The total number of seats distributed to 60 students, if you see, it's going to be 300. And I know the fact that if X number of students, they are newly joined along with the 60, then the average becomes 4. Fine, so what are you going to do exactly now? Now, actually, what is the total number of students? After joining X number of students, it's going to be 60 plus 6. Right? So if 60 plus X is the number of students here, and if this X number of students joins, the average it becomes 4. Okay. So if that is the case, what we can do exactly? If I try to find the total of it at beginning, 240 plus 4x. That is, this is the total number of seats. Right? It's going to be 240 plus 4x. So now, can I say the total number of seats will be ultimately the same? Right? Initially it was 5 when 60 students were there, the averages. When X number of students were newly joined and the average becomes 4. If that is the case, can I say 240 plus 4x is equal to 300, such that 4x is equal to 60 and the value of x is equal to 3. So the newly joined students in the class is 15. So if they join, the average it becomes 4, right? That's it. All you need to simply do, the total number of seats will not change, right? So it is clearly understood that 240 plus 4x will be equal to 300. If you try to equate this, you'll be getting the value of x to be 15. Okay, all good. Next question, guys. Come on. Try to do the second one. That is, the average age of boys is 24 and the average age of girls is 16. Then the average age of the class, that is the boys plus girls together, it is 22. Right? They clearly said if the number of girls in the class is 16, you will find the number of boys in the class. Right? So what we can do here, guys, listen carefully. Let's say if you have, let me take B to be the number of boys here. If I take B to be the number of boys, and I know that the number of girls in the school, it is 16. Fine, so, and I know the average of the girls is 16. So what will be the total age of the girls? Total age of the girls, if you see, it's going to be 16 into 16, which is nothing but 256. Right? This is actually the total age of the girls. So I know that the average age of the class, that is nothing but the total age of the boys plus total age of the girls is equal to the total number of boys plus girls. You have 16 girls and you have B number of boys into the average. The total average of the class is 22, right? And the total age of the boys, how can you find this? Total age of the boys is nothing but number of boys into its average, that is 24. Plus the total age of the girls is 256, which is equal to 16 into 22 if you do. So we'll be getting 352 plus 22b. Now can I say 22b, if it goes that side, we'll be getting 2b is equal to 352 minus 256. It's going to give you 96, and the b will be exactly 48. So the answer it is exactly option C. The total number of boys in the class, it is 48. Okay, very simple. I took B as the number of boys. G they have given here. The total age of the boys plus total age of the girls, you'll be getting the total number of students into their average, the class average, right? So the next question, guys, come on. Try to do this. Four years ago, the average age of the family members is 23 years. Okay, a baby is born now. The average age of the family is same as before. We need to find the average age of the baby. What is the average age of the baby? Right? That is 4 years ago. They have clearly said the average age of the family of 5 members. You have 5 members here. Their average age is 23 years. So now listen very carefully. 4 years ago, let me take the condition to be in 4 years before. 4 years before, you have 5 members, and if that is the case, you have 5 members means you have a father, mother, children 1, child 2, and child 3, right? If it is 4 years before, they've clearly given you their average age is 23. So it's going to be 5 into 23. If you try to do this, you'll be getting exactly 115. That is the sum of the ages of the total ages of father, mother, the child 1, 2, and 3, right? It is 115. Let me take this condition to be at present. If at all, if I take it at present, right? If I take it at present, I know the fact that all the 5 members in the family, they will be 4 years older. Right? At present, they will be 4 more years older. So what I need to simply do, the present age of the father plus mother plus child 1 plus child 2 plus child 3, it's going to be for 5 persons. If 4 years is older, then you need to add up 115 plus 5 into 4 is nothing but 20. So if you try to do so, you'll be getting the present total age of the family of 5 members. It is 135. Clear, right? Now what happens at present? A baby is born. A baby is born, and the average age of the family is same as before. Fine. So what they say here, a baby is born. After a baby is born, it is clearly they said the average age of the family is same as before. So if that is the case, you need to find what is the age of the baby. Come on, try to do this, guys. So can I say, after a baby is born, you have the total members in the family to be 6, and the average it remains the same, that is 23. So 6 into 23 you do, will be getting 138, right? So if that is the case, they have said the total age of the family after the baby is born, right? After the baby is born, you have it to be 138. Before the baby it was 135, and now it is 138. So if you want to find the age of the baby, the age of the baby's age will be 138 minus 135 you do. You'll be getting it exactly option D, 3 years. That's it. Is that clear, guys? A simple question, nothing to complicate here. Before the baby was born, the total age of the family was 135, and after it born it was 138. So simply if you try to subtract it, 135 from 138, you'll be getting 3. That is to be the age of the baby. That's it. Okay, we'll go for the next question. Come on. The average age of 25 students and teacher is 15 years. Okay. If the age of the teacher is excluded, then the average age is decreased by 1 year. Fine. So you need to find the age of the teacher. What is the age of the teacher? Right? So what you can do exactly, listen carefully, guys. They have said the average age of 25 students and the teacher is 15 years. So 25 students plus 1 teacher, the total is going to be, the total age it is 26 into 15. Right? How 26? 25 students plus the teacher. So we'll be getting the number of people to be 26. 26 into their average. If you try to find this out, how much exactly will you be getting? We'll be getting 230. Sorry. It's going to be 390. Yeah. Fine. So the next thing, if you if the teacher is excluded, if you try to remove the teacher, then the average is decreased by 1 year, such that if you try to exclude teacher, if you try to remove the teacher, then the total here is 25 into the average is decreased by 1 year, means it's going to be 14. Right? It's going to be 14. So you have a what exactly? 350. Fine. So if you want to find the age of the teacher, it's going to be the total age of all 6 persons, 390, minus the total age of 5 students. If you try to exclude it, you'll be getting exactly. That's it. So the answer it is option A. 40 years is actually the age of the teacher, right? Is that clear, guys? We'll go for the next question. That is, the average marks obtained by 240 candidates in a certain examination is 70. If the average marks of passed candidate is 78 and that of failed candidates is 730, find the total number of passed candidates in the examination. Okay, that's your question. So what we will do simply, I know the fact that the average marks obtained by 240 candidates in a certain examination is 70. So if that is the case, then the total marks, if I try to find it, it's going to be for 240 candidates into their average. What you'll be getting? You'll be getting 16,800, the total mark to be. Fine. So they said if the average marks of passed candidates is 78 and there are failed candidates is 30, you need to find the total number of passed candidates in the examination. And so what we can do exactly now, let me take P to be the number of passed candidates. Fine. So if I do this, if I take P to be the number of passed candidates, then I'll be getting the number of passed candidates into their average, that is 78 plus. If P is the number of passed candidates, then what will be the number of failed candidates? It's going to be 240 minus P will be the number of failed candidates into their average, will exactly give me 16,800. That's it. The total mark. So we'll be getting 78P plus, this is actually what, 30, right? $7,200 minus 30P is equal to 16,800. So from this, can I say it is 48P is equal to, from 16,800, if you try to subtract 7,200. So we'll be getting 9,600. The value of P is going to be 100. So our option is answer C, that is the number of passed candidates in the examination is 200 and 40 or the number of candidates who are failed, right? That's it, very simple. So if I take P to be the number of candidates who are passed, then automatically 240 minus P will be the number of candidates who are failed. Right? Very simple. Next question, guys. Come on, go for the next one quickly. And if anybody is watching live, you can just ping me in the live chat so that I can acknowledge it. Come on, guys. So the average marks scored by 12 students is 73, right? So if I take the total marks, then see, if at all, if you have been given average and the number of terms, simply find the total first. So the total mark is ultimately 12 into 73. And so if you do that, 730 plus so the total what we'll be getting is 876. Fine. So if the scores of Ajay, Akil and Alok are included, so we have 3% added to the 12 member students. So total now it is 15. The average becomes 73.6. Fine. So what you can do exactly now? After adding 3 members, the total is going to be 15 into 73.6. If you try to do so, you'll be getting 1,104. Now they said Ajay scored 68 marks, right? So Ajay, he scored 68 marks, and Alok, he scored 6 marks more than Akil. Okay, you need to find the marks scored by Akil. So Alok is actually Akil plus 6. Okay, so can I say what is the total of Ajay plus Alok plus Akhil is actually nothing but 1104 minus 876. If I do so, I'll be getting 228. And I know the fact that Ajay has scored 68 marks and Alok is nothing but Akhil plus 6 plus Akhil is actually 228 minus the age of Alok, 68. Fine, so if I do this, what I'll be getting here? I'll be getting 160. So 2 times of Akhil is equal to 154. What will be the age of Akhil here then? It's going to be 70. The answer is option D. The marks scored by Akhil, it is ultimately option D, that is 77. Is that clear, guys? Yes. Next question for you. The average age of 5 members of a family is 30 years. If the present age of a youngest member of the family is 10 years, what was the average age of the family at the time of birth of the youngest member? Okay, that's your question. Again, an interesting question for you. Come on. So they clearly said the average age of 5 members of a family is 30. So if that is the case, you have the total to be 5 into 30. That is 150. The total age of a family of 5 members. And they say that if the present age of the youngest member of the family is 10 years, right? What was the average age of the family at the time of birth of the youngest member? Fine, so what you can do simply, they clearly said, let's say if they have 5 members in a family, that is, if it is for father plus mother plus the child 1 plus child 2 plus child 3, which is equal to 150. Let me take C3 to be the youngest fellow. And his age is 10 now at present. They are asking you what will be the average age of the family at the time of birth of the youngest fellow. I know the fact that at the time, this fellow is 10 years old now. Then the father plus mother plus child 1 plus child 2 will be 140, their total age. So from this, what you need to simply do here, listen very carefully. If you need to find the total age of the family, right, listen carefully. Total age of the family at the time of birth of the youngest fellow. Fine, so if you try to find this, what will be the total age? This 150 is actually the present total age of the family of 5 members, right? From this 150, if I try to subtract 10 years for the age of father, 10 years for the age of mother, 10 years for the age of this child 1, 10 years for the age of this child 2, and 10 years for this child 3. Right? So you will be subtracting 5 into 10, 50 years. So the total age was 100 at that time. And if you want to find the average, simply you need to find divided by 4 because you have only 4 members. This fellow is just born. So the age of this fellow is 100. So it's going to be exactly 25. So at the time of birth of the youngest member in the family, the average age was 25. That's it. Is that clear, guys? Yep. The next question for you, come on. Average cost of three mobiles, that is ABC of a certain company, is rupees 30,000. The average cost decreased by 20% when mobile D of the same company is included. Okay, what is the cost price of the mobile D? That's a question. So listen carefully. They say that the average cost of three mobiles, that is A plus B plus C, if at all, if I want to find the total cost of the three mobiles, it's going to be 3 times of 30,000. Fine. So if I do this, I'll be getting this to be 90,000. And the average cost, if it decreases by 20% when mobile D of the same company is included. So I know the fact that initially it was 30,000. If it decreases by 20%, 10% is 3,000, 20% is 6,000. So it's going to be 24,000 after a decrease of 20%. Now you have four mobiles here, A plus B plus C plus D. So you have 4 into 24,000. You do what you'll be getting here exactly. 96,000. And if at all, if you want to find what is the cost price of D, it is nothing but 96,000 minus 90,000 into. You're getting it exactly 6,000. So the answer is option D. 6,000 is the cost price of the mobile D. That's it. Right? Clear, guys? We'll go for the next one quickly. The average age of 6 members in a family 3 years ago was 40 years. Right? At present, the daughter of the family got married. Okay, got married, and actually, not daughter-in-law, son-in-law came into the family. So their average age now decreased by 1. You need to find the difference between the ages of daughter and son. Okay? Fine. What they did here, listen carefully, you have 6 members, and 3 years before, the total age, if you see, the total age of 6 members in a family, it's going to be 6 into 40. It's going to be 240. And at present, if you try to find the total, it is 240 plus, if you try to add 3 years for all the 6 members of the family, because all the 6 members will be 3 years old after that, right? So 6 into 3, 18. If you having 258, this is the total age of the family of 6 members at present. And what happens? The daughter, she gets married, and a son-in-law gets into the family, so that their average age now decreased by 1 year. So the total now it's going to be what? 7 into, if it decreases by 1 year, then it's going to be 39. Right? If you try to do so, you'll be getting 273. And if at all, if you want to find the difference, the age of the daughter and son-in-law. So how can you find this? The question has to be sort of changed. It is not the difference. They are asking you the age of son-in-law. Okay? You need to find the age of son-in-law, right? You cannot find the difference of the daughter and son-in-law, right? Why? Because from this you cannot even find the age of daughter here, first of all. Okay. So the age of son-in-law, if you see, going to be 273 minus 258 you do. We'll be getting this to be right. Next question. Try to do the 10th question, guys. Come on. So the average score of Sneha, Jyoti, and Prakash is 48. And Sneha is 6 marks less than Praveen and 4 marks more than that of Prakash. Right. So if I say has to be the mark of Sneha, then Prakash, then if you see if yes is the mark of Sneha, then Praveen will be, if Sneha is 6 marks less than Praveen means, then Praveen will be 6 marks more than Sneha. So it's going to be Sneha plus 6. And Sneha, if she is 4 marks more than that of Prakash means, then Prakash will be 6 marks less than that of Sneha. So Sneha minus 4. And they said if Praveen scored 16 marks more than average of Sneha, Jyoti and Prakash. Right, what they say? So Praveen, he has scored, which is also equal to 18 marks more than the average of Sneha, Jyoti and Prakash. The average score of Sneha, Jyoti and Prakash is 48. If that is the case, then Praveen scored 18 marks more than the average of 48. So it is, if you try to add 48 plus 18, we'll be getting 66. From this, can I say, the age of Sneha to be 60? If age of Sneha is 60, then the age of Praveen, then the age of Prakash is 54. 66 is the age of Praveen, right? You need to find what is the sum of Jyoti and Prakash. So I need to find what is the age of Jyoti now, right? So what can I do here? I know the fact that age of Sneha, it is 60, plus age of Jyoti, let me take it as J, and age of Prakash, it is 54, which is equal to 48 into 3. 48 into 3 is exactly 144. So that I'll be getting J is equal to 144 minus 114. So this is going to be 30. Age of Jyoti, it is, you need to find what is the sum of Jyoti and Prakash. So Jyoti plus Prakash, it's going to be 30 plus 54. Answer it is exactly 84. Guys, it is option C. The sum of the age of Jyoti and Prakash, it is option C when 84. Right? That's it. So we'll go for the 11th, guys. Come on, try to do this. Average age of girls in the class is 15 years, and the average age of boys in the class also added, then the average age becomes 18. Okay. If there are 18 boys in the class, then the average age of boys in the class is 20. Right? So listen carefully, you have the number of boys to be 18 and the average of the boys is 20 means then the total of the boys, it's going to be the total age of the boys is 18 into 20, you will be getting 360. This is the total age of the boys. And you know that the average age of the girls is 15. So if you take G to be the number of girls into their average plus the total age of the boys, that is 360, you'll be getting the average, it becomes 18, the total average of the boys and girls. So total number of boys is 18 plus the total number of girls is G into their average, it is 18. Fine. So if you try to solve this, you'll be getting the value of G. Right? Come on guys, try to do this. So we'll be getting 18G plus 360 is equal to 18 square, it is 324 plus 18G. Okay, what starts here? So I have 18 boys and their average is 20, so I got it 360. Fine. Let me take if G to be the number of girls and initially their average is not 18, it is 15, right? 15 is the average of the girls. Okay, so from this, can I say 3G is equal to 36 and G is equal to 6 actually? The answer is going to be none of these. So the number of girls in the class is 6. Clear, guys? Next question. The average marks of Raji in a certain examination is 85. If she got 20 more marks in maths and 20 more marks in English, then the average becomes 89. You need to find the total number of subjects she studied. Okay. So the average marks of Raji in a certain examination is 85, right? So let's say you have n number of subjects and their average mark to be 85, they said. So it's going to be the total is n into 85. And they said if she got 20 more marks in maths, so maths plus 20 and 20 more marks in English plus 20, such that the average becomes 89. So she got 12 more marks in English. So their average becomes 89. If that is the case, let's say with an assumption try to do this, guys. So I know the fact that the total marks for the examination, it is, I do n as the total number of subjects, right? N as the number of subjects. So the total is going to be 85 n, and they say here she has got 20 more marks in maths and 12 more marks in English. So along with this 85 n, if you 85 n, if you try to add up this 12 marks which she has got in English more and 20 marks which she has got in maths more, divided by the total number of subjects, you'll be getting the new average becomes 89. That's right. Is that right? So can I say 85n plus 32 is equal to 89n, such that 4n is equal to 82. 4n is equal to 32, sorry, and n is equal to 8. So the answer is ultimately option A. The total number of subjects she studied is 8. That's it. Okay. Fine. So next question, guys. That is, the average salary of the own employees in a company is 300 per day. The average salary of officers is 800 per day, and that of clerks is 250 per day. Okay. So we have 30 officers. So 30 officers means the total salary of the officers, it's going to be 30 into 800. We'll be getting 24,000 per day. Right. And you are asked to find the total number of clerks. Let me take C to be the number of clerks. And I know the fact that the average salary of the whole employees is 300 per day. So the total salary of the officers per day is 24,000 plus the total salary of the clerk. You need to find it is number of clerk into their average salary. It is per day, it is 240, which will be equal to, we have 30 officers plus C number of clerks into the total average, it is per day 300. So we'll be getting 24,000 plus 240C is equal to 9,000 plus 300C. From this, can I say 15,000 is equal to 60C? 0, 0 goes out, and the value of C, what we'll be getting here is 12. Value of C is option D, 250. So you have 250 clerks in the company. That's it. Is that clear, guys? Yes. Let's go for the next question. Come on. The average age of 25 students in a class is 20. Right? If the average, the age of the teacher is included, the average age increased by 1 year. So without including the age of the teacher, if at all, if I want to find, if I find the total age of the class, it is 25 into 20. So I'll be getting 500. And if I try to include the age, teacher's age, so if teacher is included, then the average age increased by 1 year. So now the total is going to be 26 plus 21. So this is going to give you 546. And if at all, if I want to find the age of the teacher, I want to find the age of the teacher. It's gonna be 546 minus 500 if I exactly. Option B, 46 is actually the age of the teacher, right? Cool. Next question, guys. I think this is gonna be the last question for the session. With this, we'll wind up the thing. Come on, try to do this last one. That is the average height of 20 students is 105, right? So the total height will be what then? Quickly find the total height. It's going to be 20 into 105. You try to do so. You'll be getting 2100. But later it was found that the height of two students were wrongly entered as 75 instead of 68. So instead of 68, this is actually the original height. It has been entered 75. And 91 instead of 108. So instead of 108, the original height is been entered as 91. So listen carefully. You have been falsely entered what? You have falsely added plus 7 here, and you have falsely subtracted how much here? Minus 7 here, minus 17. So if I try to find the, plus 7 minus 17 will give me minus 10. So if at all, if I try to subtract this minus 10 from this total height, I'll be getting 2090. So 2000 times 90, if at all, if I try to divide it by 20, I'll be getting here exactly 104.5. So the answer it is none of this. The correct average is 104.5. Right? Clear, guys? So that's it. We have come to the ultimate conclusion for the today's session. Hopefully, tomorrow's we'll try to do a lot more interesting questions from averages.